I love sharing about a man who had the most incredible wisdom that this world has ever known. And his name was Jesus, and is Jesus. And the most amazing thing is that not only did he live a perfect life as God manifest in the flesh, but he was buried after being crucified because people hated him. People hated the things that he said. People got offended by the things that he brung because ultimately he brung the truth. He brought the wisdom that this world didn't want to hear. And so he was crucified, people killed him. But not only was he killed and buried, but he rose again. He rose again from the grave. And he ascended into heaven. And the most amazing thing is that means that the words that he said are true. The things that he said were going to come to pass are true. Everything that he said is coming to pass, one way or another. And this is something that really separates from everything else, everyone else. Because throughout history we have all these people who try and bring their own wisdom. But Muhammad is dead. His bones are still in the grave. The words that he spoke have no power to them. There's no power there. Buddha is dead. His bones are still in the grave. Krishna is dead. Charles Darwin, all the popes, they live and die. The Dalai Lamas, Confucius, and all these amazing philosophers that we've had in the past, and Socrates and Plato and so on and so on. All these people try to bring a wisdom, but there was no power to it because they were just mere broken, corrupted people like you and me. Because we've all sinned. We've all fallen short of God's standard. There's only one person who's ever lived that perfect life, that spotless life, and that was Jesus. He came as God in the flesh, and he was tempted like you and me, but never once did he slip up. And I always ask people when I'm sharing, I love to challenge people and say, can you tell me something that Jesus said that was a lie? Can you tell me something that wasn't true? Or was there anything that he did that was evil? And I'm still waiting for that response of someone who can tell me something is, because the reality is, never once did he slip up. Never once did he tell a lie. Never once did he do anything evil. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father but by me. And this truth really grinds people up, and they think it's narrow-minded. But many people are just following the wisdom of man that actually is powerless. Not only did Jesus live and die, but he rose again. And the Bible actually says that the power of the grave could not hold him. Because he was perfect, he rose again. The Bible even says the wages of sin is death. We're all going to die. We all have this death waiting for us one way or another, one day or another. Because we're living in a sinful, fallen, broken world. But the things that Jesus said, we've got to listen to and actually take ear to, because he really did rise again, and he's alive today. He's not just someone you read about in a history book somewhere. He wasn't just some crazy hippie preacher guy or some weird guy like that. But he's actually alive today. And so the words that he spoke have the power to transform your life. They are the words of eternal life. So it's really important that you have a look at the things that he said. Do the things that he said offend you? If so, why? Why do they offend you? Maybe it just goes to show what's really going on in your heart. So you don't need to follow the wisdom of man. You don't need to follow all these self-help people around today. There's so much out there at the moment, and it's not setting people free. But Jesus is alive today. He was alive 2,000 years ago as God in the flesh. He lived that perfect, spotless life. Why don't you listen to him? Don't listen to fallen man. Listen to the one who's lived that blameless life, who is God in the flesh. And you will find that eternal life.